Tonight is the 11th of August, 2011, and this is the 26th night. We are speaking on the Digha Nikaya Suttas. Last night we started on Sutta number 33, Sangiti Sutta, and we did not complete it, so we'll complete the second half tonight. And now we come to paragraph 2.1. There are sets of 5 things perfectly proclaimed, the 5 aggregates: body, feeling, perception, volition, consciousness. 5 aggregates of grasping, as before, one. And the 5 strands of sense desire, pancha kama guna, a sight seen by the eye, a sound heard by the ear, a smell smelt by the nose, a flavor tasted by the tongue, a tangible object felt by the body as being desirable, attractive, nice, charming, associated with lust and arousing passion. Number 4, 5 destinies, gattiyo, hell, animal realm of hungry ghosts, or actually ghosts only, humankind, deva world. Number 5 kinds of begrudging. You can also call it avarice, meaning extreme greed. As to dwelling place, families, gains, beauty, and Dhamma. The 5 hindrances, number 6, sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and doubt. The 5 lower fetters, number 7, first, identity view, a doubt, attachment to rules and rituals. Number 8, 5 higher fetters, craving for the world of form, that means to be reborn there, craving for the formless world, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. These 5 higher fetters, only the Arahant has destroyed. The Anagamin, the third fruition, he has destroyed the 5 lower fetters. Number 9, 5 rules of training, refraining from taking life, refraining from taking what is not given, refraining from sexual misconduct, refraining from lying, refraining from strong drink and sloth-producing drugs, alcohol. Number 10, 5 impossible things. An Arahant is incapable of deliberately taking the life of a living being, incapable of taking what is not given so as to constitute theft, incapable of engaging in sexual intercourse, incapable of telling a deliberate lie, incapable of storing up goods for sensual indulgence as he did formerly in the household life. Number 11, 5 kinds of loss of relatives, wealth, health, morality, and right view. No beings fall into an evil state, a hell state, after death because of loss of relatives, wealth, or health. But beings fall into woeful planes by loss of morality and right view. Number 12, 5 kinds of gain. Gain of relatives, wealth, health, morality, and right view. No beings arise in a happy, heavenly state after death because of the gain of relatives, wealth, or health. But beings are reborn into such states because of gains in morality and right view. 13, 5 dangers to the immoral through lapsing from morality, as in Sutta number 16, verse 1.23. That means 5 disadvantages of not keeping the precepts. And then 14, 5 benefits to the moral through preserving morality. Things like you have a good reputation, you don't lose your wealth, you dare to face a crowd of people, reborn in a good place, And I think maybe at the moment of dying, you are not afraid. Number 15, 5 points to be borne in mind by a monk wishing to rebuke another. 1, I will speak at the proper time, not at the wrong time. 2, I will state the truth, not what is false. 3, I will speak gently, not roughly. 4, I will speak for his good, not for his harm. Number 5, I will speak with love in my heart, not with enmity. Okay, 16, 5 factors of endeavor. Here a monk A has faith, trusting in the enlightenment of the Tathagata. B, he is in good health, suffers little distress or sickness, having a good digestion that is neither too cool nor too hot, but of a middling temperature suitable for exertion. C, is not fraudulent or deceitful, showing himself as he really is to his teacher or to the wise among his companions in the holy life. D, keeps his energy constantly stirred up for abandoning unwholesome states and arousing wholesome states, and is steadfast, firm in advancing and persisting in wholesome states. E, is a man of wisdom, endowed with wisdom concerning rise and cessation, with the Aryan penetration that leads to the complete destruction of suffering. That means for a person to strive on the holy path, he should have these 5 factors. 1 is faith in the Buddha. 2, he has a good health. 3, he's a straightforward person, shows himself as he really is to his teacher. Then 4th, he is strong, has a strong energetic effort. And then the 5th, he has wisdom, can see the impermanence of all things, that they rise and pass away. The 5 pure abodes, Sudavasa, Aviha, Atapa, Sudasa, Sudasi, and Akanita. These are the 5 levels of heaven that the Anagamin, the third fruition, Arya is reborn into. Only Anagamins are reborn there. Number 18, 5 kinds of non-returner. The less than half, this Anagamin, less than half-timer, more than half-timer, the gainer without exertion, the gainer with exertion. He who goes upstream to the highest. These are the different types of Anagamin. They are reborn into the 5 levels of heaven. Something like, don't quite remember, but something like, there's one that is reborn at the lowest, the Aviha, and there he enters Nibbana. Then the second one, he is born into the Aviha. Then after that, reborn into the Atapa, and then enters Nibbana. Then the third one, he goes to 3 heavens, up to Sudasa, then enters Nibbana. The 4th one, up to Sudasi, the 4th heaven, and then enters Nibbana. The last one, he has to go through all the 5 heavens before he enters Nibbana. Number 19, 5 mental blockages. Here a monk has doubts and hesitations about the teacher. B, he has doubts about the Dhamma. C, he has doubts about the Sangha. D, he has doubts about the training. And E, he is angry and displeased with his fellows in the holy for life. He feels depressed and negative towards them. Thus his mind is not inclined towards ardor, devotion, persistence and effort. 25 mental bondages. Here a monk has not got rid of the passion, desire, love and thirst, fever, craving, A, for sense desires or sensual desires. B, craving for the body. C, craving for physical objects. D, having eaten as much as his belly will hold, he abandons himself to the pleasure of lying down, of contact, of sloth, that means sleeping. Or E, he practices the holy life for the sake of becoming a member of some body of devas, thinking by means of these rites or this discipline, this austerity or this holy life. I shall become one of the devas, great or small. Thus his mind is not inclined towards ardor, devotion, persistence and effort. These are the stumbling blocks. 21, 5 faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. 22, 5 more faculties, pleasant bodily feeling, pain, gladness, sadness and indifference. Ubbhataka. 23, 5 more faculties, faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. 24, 5 elements making for deliverance. A. Here a monk considers sense desires. His mind does not leap forward and take satisfaction in them, fix on them or make free with them. But when he considers renunciation, it does leap forward, take satisfaction in it, fix on it and make free with it. And he gets his thought well set, well developed, well raised up, well freed and disconnected from sense desires. And thus he is freed from the asavas, the vexations and fevers that arise from sensual desires, and he does not feel that sensual feeling. This is called the deliverance from sense desires. And the same applies to ill will, cruelty, forms and identity. So this person, when he thinks of sensual desire or anger or cruelty or forms or bodies or identity, he does not feel pleasure for them, but his mind is directed towards liberation. 25, 5 bases of deliverance. A. Here the teacher or respected fellow disciple teaches among Dhamma, and as he receives the teaching, he gains a grasp of both the spirit and letter of the teaching. At this, joy arises in him, and from this joy, delight. And by this delight, his senses are calm. He feels happiness as a result, and with this happiness, his mind is established. B. He has not heard it thus, but in the course of teaching Dhamma to others, he has learnt it by heart as he has heard it. Or C. As he is chanting the Dhamma. Or D. When he applies his mind to the Dhamma, thinks and ponders over it and concentrates his attention on it. Or E. When he has properly grasped some concentration sign, has well considered it, applied his mind to it, and has well penetrated it with wisdom. At this joy arises in him, and with this joy delight, and by this delight his senses are calm, and he feels happiness as a result, and with this happiness his mind is established. This one is the 5 occasions when a person attains liberation. One is when he listens to the Dhamma. Second is when he is teaching the Dhamma. Third, when he is repeating the Dhamma. And fourth, when he is reflecting on the Dhamma. And only the 5th, when he is meditating. So you see, out of the 5 occasions a person attains liberation, 4 of them have to do with knowing the Dhamma. Only 1 is during meditation. So we find in the Vinaya books, the first 1,060 Arahants attain Arahanthood just by listening to the Dhamma from the Buddha. 26. 5 perceptions making for maturity of liberation. The perception of impermanence, of suffering in impermanence, of impersonality or no self in suffering, of abandoning or letting go, of dispassion, viraga. These are the 5 sets of things which were perfectly proclaimed by the Lord. These 5 perceptions, if we constantly reflect on them, then they help us become liberated. 2.2. There are sets of 6 things which were perfectly proclaimed by the Lord. 6 internal sense spheres. The ayatana. The eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind sense spheres. Number 2, 6 external sense spheres. That means the sense objects. Sight object or forms. Sound, smells, taste, touch and thoughts. Mind object. 3, 6 groups of consciousness. The eye consciousness, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind consciousness. 6 groups of contact. Contact at the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. 6 groups of feeling. Feeling that arises from eye contact, ear contact, nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, mind contact. 6 groups of perception. Perception of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thoughts. 7. 6 groups of volition. Volition that arises from sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mind objects or thoughts. 8. 6 groups of craving. Craving for the 6 sense objects, sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thoughts. 9. 6 kinds of disrespect. Here among behaves disrespectfully and discourteously towards the teacher, the Dhamma, the Sangha, the training, in respect of earnestness and hospitality. 6 kinds of respect. Here among behaves respectfully, as the previous 9, 6 things. 11. 6 pleasurable investigations or thoughts. When on seeing a sight object with the eye, on hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, knowing thought, one investigates or thinks of a corresponding object productive of pleasure. 12. 6 unpleasurable investigations as productive of displeasure, same as the objects are same as in 11. 6 indifferent investigations productive of indifference or equanimity, Ubbhataka, objects are same as in number 11. 14. 6 things conducive to communal living, that means to harmony. As long as monks, both in public and in private, show loving kindness to their fellows in acts of body, speech, and mind. There's 3 already. Number 4, share with their virtuous fellows whatever they receive as a rightful gift, including the contents of their alms bowls, which they do not keep to themselves. Number 5, keep consistently unbroken and unaltered those rules of conduct, those precepts that are spotless, leading to liberation, praised by the wise, unstained and conducive to concentration, and persist therein with their fellows, both in public and in private. And then number 6, continue in that noble view that leads to liberation, to the utter destruction of suffering, remaining in such awareness with their fellows, both in public and in private. These are the 6 things that when people live together, they should practice for harmony. 1 is to show metta, loving kindness, by body language. Number 2, by verbal language. And number 3, to show loving kindness, to have loving kindness in the mind towards others. And then number 4, to share what we have. Number 5, to keep the precepts pure. Number 6, to have that right view. Number 15, 6 roots of contention or quarrel. A. Here a monk is angry and bears ill will. He is disrespectful and discourteous to the teacher, the Dhamma and the Sangha, and does not finish his training. He stirs up contention within the Sangha, which brings woe and sorrow to many, with evil consequences, misfortune and sorrow for devas and humans. If friends, you should discover such a root of contention among yourselves or among others, you should strive to get rid of just that root of contention. If you find no such root of contention, then you should work to prevent its overcoming you in future. Or B, a monk is deceitful and malicious. Or C, a monk is envious and mean. D, a monk is cunning and deceitful. E, a monk is full of evil desires and wrong views. F, a monk is opinionated, obstinate and tenacious. If friends, you should discover such a root of contention among yourselves or among others, you should strive to get rid of just that root of contention. If you find no such root of contention, then you should work to prevent its overcoming you in future. 16. The 6 elements, earth, water, fire, wind, space, and consciousness. 17. 6 elements making for deliverance. Here among might say, A. I have developed the liberation by mind, Ceto Vimutti, of loving kindness, expanded it, made it a vehicle and a base, established, worked well on it, set it well in train, and yet ill will still grips my heart. He should be told, no, do not say that, do not misrepresent the Blessed One. It is not right to slander him thus, for he would not have said such a thing. Your words are unfounded and impossible. If you develop the liberation by mind of loving kindness, ill will has no chance to envelop your heart. This liberation by mind is the cure for ill will. This liberation of loving kindness is the cure for ill will. Or B, he might say, I have developed the liberation by mind of compassion, and yet cruelty still grips my heart. And similarly, you must tell him it's not possible. Or C, he might say, I have developed the liberation by mind of joy, and yet aversion still grips my heart. Again, you must tell him it's not possible. Or D, he might say, I have developed the liberation by mind of equanimity, and yet lust grips my heart. Again, must tell him it's not possible. Or E, he might say, have developed the signless liberation by mind, and yet my heart still hankers after signs. Again, must tell him it's not possible. Or F, he might say, the idea I am is repellent to me. I pay no heed to the idea I am this. Yet doubts, uncertainties, and problems still grip my heart. Again, must tell him it's not possible. 18. 6 unsurpassed things. Sights, things, heard, gains, trainings, forms of service, objects of recollection. So I'm not sure why they call it unsurpassed things. Maybe you see it's like here in brackets, certain sights, certain things heard, etc. 19. 6 subjects of recollection. The Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, morality or sila, renunciation, and the devas. 20. 6 stable states. On seeing an object with the eye, hearing a sound, smelling a smell, tasting a flavor, touching a tangible, cognizing a thought with the mind. One is neither pleased nor displeased, but remains equable, mindful and clearly aware. So when 6 sense objects touch that person, his mind is in equanimity. So it's a stable state. 21. 6 species. Here A. One born in dark conditions lives a dark life. B. One born in dark conditions lives a bright life. C. One born in dark conditions attains Nibbana, which is neither dark nor bright. D. One born in bright conditions lives a dark life. E. One born in bright conditions leads a bright life. F. One born in bright conditions attains Nibbana, which is neither dark nor bright. This we went through before. Bright meaning in good circumstances, and dark means in poor circumstances. Lives a dark life means he creates bad karma. Lives a bright life means he creates good karma. 22. 6 perceptions conducive to penetration. The perception of impermanence, of suffering in impermanence, of non-self in suffering, of abandoning or letting go, of dispassion, and the perception of cessation. These are the sets of 6 things which were perfectly proclaimed by the Lord. 2.3. There are sets of 7 things which have been perfectly proclaimed by the Lord. 1. 7 Aryan treasures. Faith, morality, sense of shame, fear of wrongdoing, learning or hearing the Dhamma, and then renunciation and wisdom. Number 2, 7 factors of enlightenment, the Bojjhangas. Mindfulness, investigation of Dhamma, energy, delight, tranquility, concentration and equanimity. 3, 7 requisites of concentration: right view, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort and right mindfulness. If you practice these 7 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path, then it will lead you to the 8th factor of the Noble Eightfold Path, which is right concentration. 4, 7 wrong practices. Here a monk lacks faith, lacks sense of shame, lacks fear of wrongdoing, has little learning, is slack, is unmindful, and lacks wisdom. Number 5, 7 Saddhamma, let's say 7 good states. Here a monk has faith, sense of shame and fear of wrongdoing, has much learning, has aroused vigor or energetic effort, has established mindfulness and possesses wisdom. Number 6, 7 qualities of a true man, that means an Arya. Here a monk is a knower of the Dhamma, of meanings, of self, of moderation, of the right time, of groups, of persons. 7 kinds, 7 grounds for commendation, for praising him. Here a monk is keenly anxious, A, to undertake the training and wants to persist in this. B, to make a close study of the Dhamma. C, to get rid of desires. D, to find solitude or seclusion. E, to arouse energy. F, to develop mindfulness and discrimination. G, to develop penetrative insight. 8, 7 perceptions. Perception of impermanence, of no self or non-self, of foulness or unattractiveness, of danger, of abandonment, of dispassion, of cessation. 9, 7 powers of faith, energy, moral shame, moral dread, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. 10, 7 stations of consciousness. Beings: A, different in body and different in perception. B, different in body and alike in perception. C, alike in body and different in perception. D, alike in body and alike in perception. E, who have attained to the sphere of infinite space. F, of infinite consciousness. G, of no-thingness. 11, 7 persons worthy of offerings. The both ways liberated, the wisdom liberated, the body witness, the vision attainer, the faith liberated, the Dhamma devotee, the faith devotee. Stop here for a moment. These are the 7 types of Aryans mentioned in the Majjhima Nikaya number 70, Kittagiri Sutta. And the first, the both ways liberated, is also called liberated by mind. And the second one, wisdom liberated or liberated by wisdom. These 2 are Arahants. And then the body witness, Kaya Sakhin. And then the faith attainer, Ditthipata. The faith liberated, Saddha Vimutta. Can be either the second fruit, third fruit or 4th path attainer, according to the Anguttara Nikaya 3.21. But the commentary says different. The last 2, Dhamma devotee and faith devotee, refers to the first path attainer, Dhammanusarin and Saddhanusarin. Number 12, 7 latent proclivities or tendencies, sensuous greed or sensual desire, resentment, views, doubt, conceit, craving for becoming and ignorance. 13, 7 fetters, complacence, resentment, and then the balance as in number 12. 14, 7 rules for the pacification and settlement of disputed questions that have been raised. This one concerning monks only. Disputes in the Sangha are to be settled by these 7 ways. Proceedings face to face. That means in the presence of that person. B, recollection. C, mental derangement. D, confession. E, majority verdict. F, habitual bad character. G, covering over with grass. Just talk a bit on this. The first one, A, if you accuse a monk of some offense, for example, then you have to settle this face to face with him in his presence. You cannot discuss his fault if he's not around. You have to call him in front of the Sangha and then question him face to face. B is about the Arahant. If somebody accuses an Arahant of a fault, then you can see that the Arahant has recollection or sati or mindfulness 24 hours a day. So Arahant is incapable of any fault. C, a mental derangement. Suppose a monk, he is mentally deranged. Then if he does something wrong, then the Sangha can say he cannot be faulted because he is deranged. D, confession. That means if somebody does break a minor precept, he has to confess it to another monk. E, majority verdict. If the Sangha cannot agree on something, then after much proceedings, they still cannot agree, then they have to take the majority verdict, that means take a vote. And then F, habitual bad character. If a monk is known to habitually break the precept or something, then you can cite this, that his character is like this. Then can give him 3 warnings, and if he still does not change, then we can... There's a precept in the Sangha Disesa where you can use against this monk. And G, covering over with grass. This is sometimes a dispute between 2 Sanghas, 2 groups of monks. Is a big thing because when 2 Sangha is split into 2, this is a schism of the Sangha. It's a very serious thing. The monk who causes the schism of the Sangha, for the Sangha to split into 2 groups, can go to hell. So after much quarreling and all that, and they still cannot settle it, then they have to decide to cover over with grass. Forget about it. Don't quarrel anymore. These are sets of 7 things which were perfectly proclaimed by the Lord. So we should all recite them together for the benefit, welfare and happiness of devas and humans. Let's stop here for a while. Anything you all want to discuss so far? Okay, if not, we continue. 3.1. There are sets of 8 things perfectly proclaimed by the Lord. 1. 8 wrong factors, wrong view, etc. These are the reverse of the Noble Eightfold Path. And then number 2, the 8 right factors is the Noble Eightfold Path. Right view, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Number 3, 8 persons worthy of offerings. The stream winner and one who has practiced to gain the fruit of stream entry. So the stream winner is the first path attainer. And the fruit of stream entry is the Sotapanna. And similarly, for the second path attainer and the second fruit attainer. Second fruit attainer is the Sakadagamin, once returner. And then the third path attainer and the third fruit attainer. The third fruit attainer is called the non-returner or Anagamin. And the fourth path attainer and the fourth fruit attainer, the fruit attainer is the Arahant. So, these are the 8 Aryans, 8 types of Aryans. Number 4, 8 occasions of indolence. Here among A has a job to do. He thinks, I've got this job to do, but it will make me tired. I'll have a rest. So he lies down and does not stir up enough energy to complete the uncompleted, to accomplish the unaccomplished, to realize the unrealized. Or B, he has done some work and thinks, I've done this work, now I'm tired, I'll have a rest. So he lies down. Or C, he has to go on a journey and thinks, I have to go on this journey, it will make me tired, so he lies down. Or D, he has been on a journey and then he lies down. Or E, he goes on the alms round in a village or town and does not get his fill of food, whether coarse or fine, and he thinks, I've gone for alms food, my body is tired and useless, and he lies down. Or F, he goes on alms round and gets his fill and thinks, I've gone for alms and my body is heavy and useless, as if I were pregnant, and then he lies down. Or G, he has developed some slight indisposition and thinks, I'd better have a rest, and lies down. Or H, he is recuperating, having not long recovered from an illness, and he thinks, my body is weak and useless, I'll have a rest. So he lies down, does not stir up enough energy to complete the uncompleted, to accomplish the unaccomplished, to realize the unrealized. Number 5, 8 occasions for making an effort. Here among A has a job to do. He thinks, I've got this job to do, but in doing it, I won't find it easy to pay attention to the teaching of the Buddhas. So I will stir up sufficient energy to complete the uncompleted, to accomplish the unaccomplished, to realize the unrealized. Or B, he has done some work and thinks, well, I did the job, but because of it, I wasn't able to pay sufficient attention to the teaching of the Buddhas, so I'll stir up sufficient energy. Or C, he has to go on a journey, and then he wants to stir up some energy. Or he has been on a journey, he thinks, I've been on this journey, but because of it, I wasn't able to pay sufficient attention. So he decides to pay more attention. Or E, he goes for alms without getting his fill and thinks, so my body is light and fit, I'll stir up energy. Or F, he goes for alms and gets his fill and thinks, so my body is strong and fit, I'll stir up energy. Or G, he has some slight indisposition and he thinks, this indisposition or illness might get worse, so I'll stir up energy. Or H, he is recuperating and he thinks, it might be that the illness will recur, so I'll stir up energy. Thus he stirs up sufficient energy to complete the uncompleted, to accomplish the unaccomplished, to realize the unrealized. That means to attain liberation.